Welcome to Global Hypnotherapy, the podcast that helps you understand your mind, change what keeps you stuck, and move forward with greater calm, confidence, and control. Why can't I stop thinking? Now, there are questions we ask other people, and then there are questions we whisper to ourselves when nobody else is listening. Questions like, why can't I stop thinking? If that's a question you've ever asked yourself, then I'd like you to stay with me, because by the end of this episode, I hope you'll stop blaming yourself and start understanding yourself. Let me begin with a simple question. Have you ever noticed that the things you think about the most are rarely the things that are going well? Your mind doesn't replay the holiday that went perfectly. It replays the awkward conversation, the mistake at work, the text message you wish you'd written differently, the appointment you've got next week, the conversation that hasn't even happened yet. And no matter how many times you tell yourself, stop thinking about it, your brain simply seems to reply, just one more thought, just one more possibility, just one more attempt to figure this out. Why? Why would your own mind refuse to let something go? For years, many people have believed they simply think too much. I don't believe that's the right explanation. I think something much more interesting is happening. Imagine you've lost your house keys. What does your brain do? It searches. It looks in your pockets, the kitchen, the car, the hallway, the bedroom. Your brain keeps searching because it believes the answer exists somewhere. Now imagine replacing those house keys with certainty. Instead of searching for keys, you're searching for reassurance. Did I say the wrong thing? What if they don't like me? What if I fail? What if something goes wrong? The brain believes that if it can just think long enough, analyze deeply enough, replay the situation one more time, it eventually will arrive at certainty. But here's the problem. Life doesn't offer certainty. It offers possibility. And that's where so many people become trapped. They're trying to solve a problem that has no final answer. You cannot think your way to a guarantee that tomorrow will unfold exactly as you hope. None of us can. Yet the brain keeps trying, not because it's broken, because uncertainty has always been uncomfortable for human beings. Thousands of years ago, uncertainty could genuinely mean danger. If you didn't know what was waiting over the next hill or around the corner, it made sense to stay alert, to anticipate, to prepare. Your ancestors survived because their brain asked, what could go wrong? The trouble is, that same remarkable survival system is still with us today, except now it isn't just looking for wild animals or physical threats. It's looking for embarrassment, rejection, failure, loss, disappointment. The brain doesn't always distinguish between physical danger and emotional danger. To your nervous system, both can feel significant. So your brain starts preparing. It prepares by thinking and thinking and thinking. Here's something I'd like you to consider. Have you ever solved tomorrow by asking about it today? Probably not. You may have planned, you may have prepared, but endless worrying rarely changes tomorrow. It only changes today. That's an important distinction. Planning has an end. Rumination doesn't. The thinking goes on and on, around and around. Planning says, Here's what I'll do. Rumination says, oh, let's keep going around and around one more time. If you've ever lain awake replaying a conversation from 3 days ago, your brain wasn't trying to punish you. It was trying to protect you. It was asking, is there something I missed? Is there a lesson I need to learn? Can I stop this happening again? Those are understandable questions, but when they repeat endlessly, they stop being useful. So what can you do? The first step isn't to force your thoughts to disappear. That's like trying to not think about a pink elephant. The harder you try, the more you produce exactly what you've been trying to avoid. Instead, become curious. Yes, curious. Next time you notice your thoughts racing, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what certainty is my brain searching for right now? You may discover it's looking for something no human being can ever possess. The certainty that nobody will reject you. The certainty that nothing will go wrong. The certainty that you'll never make another mistake. Those certainties don't exist, and perhaps that's why your brain never finds them. One of the most passionate things you can say to yourself is this: thank you, brain. I know you're trying to protect me, but this isn't a problem that can be solved by thinking for another hour. Notice what happens when you say that. Let's say it again. Thank you, brain. I know you're trying to protect me, but this isn't a problem that can be solved by thinking for another hour. Notice what happens when you say that. You're no longer at war with your own mind. You're beginning a conversation with it. And I think that's where change often starts. Not by fighting the brain, not by understanding it. Now, I'd like to leave you with one final thought. Perhaps you've spent years believing that you have an overthinking brain. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have a brain that's been working tirelessly to protect you from uncertainty. And perhaps the greatest freedom doesn't come from finally answering every question. Perhaps it comes from discovering that you can live a rich, meaningful life, even when some questions have no answer. So this week, I'd like to leave you with one question to carry in your pocket. Not a question to answer, a question to notice. What certainty has my brain been searching for that life was never designed to provide? What certainty has my brain been searching for that life was never designed to provide? Now, if today's conversation helped you understand yourself a little better, I'd be honoured if you'd join me again in the next episode. Because the next episode, we're going to explore another question that millions of people ask themselves. And the question is, why do I keep ruining good things? Until then, be kind to yourself. Your brain has been trying to protect you all along. Overthinking isn't a character flaw. It's the brain's attempt to create certainty in an uncertain world.